Suicide in the news, regretfully. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. Thanks for your time. Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade, right? Killed themselves. And people will tell you, oh, it's because of the internet. It's because of social media. It's because of bullying on social media. It's because people aren't having real interactions with human beings anymore. They're all locked up in their bedrooms on social media. And that's what's driving suicide. No, it's not. That might be one small factor which tips people over the edge. But when you are in such a bad state of mind to even consider taking your own life, there's much more going on here than simple psychology and socialization. I would argue, and I do, that suicidal ideation and depression are both driven by consistent consumption of all the wrong foods and consistent nutrient deficiencies which are unrecognized and undiagnosed by conventional medical doctors. And let's talk about conventional medical doctors here for a minute. You've got to be kidding me. While they've been in charge of the delivery and the development of medicine for the last 107 years, more or less, depression now skyrocketing. Alzheimer's skyrocketing, autism skyrocketing, obesity skyrocketing, type 2 diabetes skyrocketing, life expectancy getting shorter. Look, antidepressants, one of the side effects of a certain class of antidepressants is suicidal ideation. It's a black box warning, may increase chances of suicide. Now, what type of a human being, what type of a doctor would prescribe a medicine to somebody who's depressed, knowing that one of the side effects is that you might want to commit suicide? How does that square with somebody's conscience? Well, I'll tell you how it squares. It squares with the conscience of a reductionist, because conventional medicine, MD-directed, allopathic, pharmaceutical centrist, reductionistically based medicine is an inhuman system of medicine. They don't believe in the spirit. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything metaphysical. It's all malarkey. It's all pseudoscience. None of it exists. The human body is a bag of biochemicals waiting to break. And when something does break, it's not the doctor's job to cure it. It's the doctor's job to manage it with drugs. And we don't care what the side effects are, because it's your only option. It's your only thing that you can do is intervene pharmacologically. And so if the side effects are going to kill you, increased chance of death, you've heard it on direct-to-consumer ads for all kinds of pharmaceuticals on TV. Even if one of the side effects is suicide, well, okay, doctor, you're really the smartest person in the world. Well, no, you're not. You're a warped human being. You're less than a human being, quite frankly. But this is the thought process which has a stranglehold on the development and the delivery of medicine. We haven't had a free medical market here since 1912. Congress granted the American Medical Association exclusive control over who could and who couldn't call himself a doctor. The MDs rose to the top, not because they were better at what they did, but because they kicked everybody else off the bus. How would you feel if your state passed a law that said the only people that can sell bread in your state is Pepperidge Farm? Pepperidge Farm remembers they're the only people that can sell bread. You wouldn't be okay with that. The only people that can sell gasoline in your state is Exxon. Oh, I think there'd be an uproar. But the only people that can practice medicine in your state, MDs. Now, this has been in place for so long that we've lost our way. And even when they fail us, even when they harm us, even while under their care we get sicker and kill ourselves, oh, it can't be the doctor's fault. It's got to be the internet. That's what it is. It's the internet. No, it's not. Want to do a little in-house experiment? See if I'm on the mark here? Here's what I want you to do for 7 days in a row, if you can make it for 7 days in a row. I only want you to eat food that's in the middle of the grocery store. Nothing on the periphery. No fruits, no vegetables, no milk, no juice, no anything, butter, dairy products, no nothing that's on the periphery. I only want you to eat the stuff that's in the middle. Boxed cereal, canned stuff, anything that's in the middle, I just want you to eat that for 7 days. And I want you to buy a box of granulated sugar. Buy a box of granulated sugar cubes. You know the sugar cubes? I want you to have 3 of those for breakfast, 3 of those for lunch, and 3 of those for dinner. You know, with whatever else you eat. I want you to pop 3 sugar cubes. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eat only in the middle of the grocery store for 7 days and see what happens to your mood. It's an interesting thing trying to gauge your mood because it's difficult to have perspective on it because we're wrapped up in the middle of it. Oftentimes, we don't really know how bad we feel. So if you're married or if you're in a relationship or if you have friends that you work around or are around on a regular basis, enroll them in this little project and have them gauge what's happening to your behavior, what's happening to your mood while you do this little experiment. Your brain chemistry is a part of the overall body chemistry, and the overall body chemistry is run by vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, essential nutrients. When you have an imbalance in essential nutrients, chronically so, egregiously so, heartbreakingly so, your brain just doesn't work right. By the way, a lot of things don't work right, which is why we have such an increase of chronic illness in this country. It's time to take it back, ladies and gentlemen. Take your health back. Fire your medical doctor now. They're great for trauma care, great for surgery when it's indicated, a handful of infectious diseases. You know, if you have your leg blown off in wartime, heaven forbid, the medical doctors will save your life and bully for them. But for depression, taking your body to a medical doctor, well, that's a recipe, as it turns out, for suicide. I am your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden. Glidden.healthcare is where you need to be to learn how to take your health back. God willing and the creek don't rise, I will see you next time.